The content contained in this series and any written material associated with the series represent the opinions of Erica Cow. The content here is designed to support self-awareness and personal growth. It is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be interpreted as medical advice. In no way does listening, reading, emailing, or interacting on social media with this content establish a therapist-client relationship. If at any point during the practice you begin to feel overwhelmed, please pause the recording and take care of yourself. If you're experiencing significant emotional distress, I encourage you to seek support from a licensed mental health professional or another qualified healthcare provider. Welcome to the Relationship Within. I'm glad you're here. Find a comfortable position. You might choose to sit or lie down, whatever feels most supportive to you. If it feels comfortable, allow your eyes to gently close or simply soften your gaze, not focusing on anything in particular. There is no right or wrong way to practice mindfulness. The benefit is in the practice, not in doing it perfectly. This is simply an invitation to become aware. Take one slow, natural, intentional breath. Notice the support beneath you. Notice the space around you. And when you're ready, let's begin. Today's practice is about something so small that we often miss it, and yet it quietly influences the way we live, the way we love, and the way we respond to the people around us. It's the pause, the quiet space between what happens and what happens next. Most of us know what it's like to react before we've had a chance to think. A look that feels dismissive, a text that goes unanswered, a tone of voice that lands differently than we expected. Before we even realize what's happening, our bodies become tense, our thoughts begin racing, our emotions grow louder, and suddenly, we're no longer responding to this moment. We're reacting from somewhere much older. Today's practice isn't about stopping yourself from having these reactions. It's about becoming curious about the brief moment that exists before you act on them. Because even when that moment feels incredibly small, it's still there. And within that pause, there is great possibility. Allow yourself to settle into your position. Feel the support beneath you. Notice the gentle rhythm of your breathing. There is nowhere you need to be. Nothing you need to solve. Nothing you need to figure out. Simply allow yourself to arrive in this moment. Now gently bring to mind a recent interaction that left you feeling emotionally activated. Choose something uncomfortable but not overwhelming. Perhaps someone misunderstood you, or interrupted you, or you felt dismissed or criticized or unseen. There's no need to replay every detail. Simply allow yourself to remember that the moment happened. Rather than focus on the other person's words or actions, become curious about yourself. What happened inside you? Did your chest become tight? Did your breathing change? Did your stomach sink? Did your jaw clench? Did your thoughts suddenly become louder? Take a few moments simply to notice. Now imagine that the moment is unfolding again. Only this time, everything begins to slow down. Notice the expression on the other person's face. Notice their words. Notice your body beginning to respond. Notice the first emotion that arises. Notice the first thought your mind offers. You don't need to change any of it. Simply notice it. Imagine taking one slow, natural, intentional breath, not to make the feeling disappear, not to calm yourself down, simply to create enough space to stay connected to yourself. Notice what changes. Perhaps nothing changes at all. Perhaps your body still feels tense. Perhaps your thoughts continue racing. That's okay. This practice isn't about becoming calm. This practice is about remaining present with yourself, even when something difficult is unfolding. Gently ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Not what should I feel, not what makes the most sense, simply what am I feeling? See what comes. Perhaps it's hurt, perhaps it's fear, perhaps it's disappointment, embarrassment, loneliness, anger, or maybe several emotions all at once. Allow them to exist without needing to organize them. Now ask another question. What might this part of me be needing right now? Not what does the other person need? Not how can I fix this conversation? Just what inside of me is asking for care? Maybe the answer is understanding, or reassurance, or respect, or safety, or to feel heard. Or maybe no answer comes at all. That's okay too. Curiosity doesn't require certainty. It simply asks us to stay present long enough to listen. Notice how different this feels from reacting automatically. You're not suppressing your emotions or ignoring your needs. You're simply allowing yourself a brief moment to become acquainted with what is happening inside you before deciding what happens next. Sometimes that pause lasts only a breath, only a heartbeat, but even the smallest pause can gently interrupt an old pattern, and sometimes that is enough to be everything. Remain with your breath for a few more moments. Notice that each breath arrives and leaves without needing to be forced. Your breath doesn't ask you to have everything figured out. It simply invites you to remain here. Now imagine that same interaction one more time. Not to change what happened or find the perfect response. Simply to notice what becomes possible when you remain connected to yourself. Imagine taking one slow breath before speaking. Notice what that breath makes room for. You may become aware of an emotion you hadn't recognized before. You may realize that what first appeared as anger was actually sadness. Perhaps what felt like certainty becomes curiosity. Or maybe nothing changes except this. You are no longer reacting without yourself. You are still with you. Now gently ask yourself, if I stayed connected to myself in this moment, what response would best reflect who I want to be? Not what would make the other person change. Not how do I win this conversation. Simply, what response feels grounded in the relationship I want to have with myself? Allow the question to settle. There is no need to force an answer. Sometimes the question alone is enough. Notice that the pause is not empty. The pause is where awareness becomes choice. The pause is where compassion has an opportunity to join the conversation. The pause is where old patterns loosen their grip, even if only a little. And with practice, you can make that little space grow. Take another slow, natural breath. Notice your feet. Notice the support beneath you. Notice the steadiness of your breathing. Whatever thoughts or emotions are present, allow them to be here. You don't have to rush them away, and you don't have to hold on to them. You can simply make room for them and remain connected to yourself. As we bring this practice to a close, take one more slow, natural, intentional breath and exhale gently. Bring your awareness to the support beneath you and the space around you. Allow yourself to return to the present moment at your own pace. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Know that you can return to this place of connection with yourself at any time, wherever you are, whenever you need. The pause we've practiced today isn't about becoming a different person. It's about giving yourself the opportunity to respond from the person you already hope to become. We cannot control what other people say. We cannot control how they behave. We cannot control whether they understand us. But we can become more familiar with what happens inside us before we respond. And every time we make room for that pause, we strengthen the relationship we have with ourselves. As you move through the rest of your day, I encourage you to notice the moments when you feel the urge to react quickly. You don't have to stop the emotion. Simply see if you can pause long enough to ask, what's happening inside me right now? Even one intentional breath can create enough space for a different kind of response. Even one moment of curiosity is meaningful. Thank you for practicing with me today. Until next time, take care of the relationship within.